All right, so today we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about when you're feeling resentful, doubtful, just you feel like manifesting your SP is not going to work, that they're not going to change, or you keep seeing them in your mind, the old version, the version that was showing up and giving you an experience that wasn't good. We're gonna talk about what to do, why that's happening, and how to get out of it to start reshifting and changing that internal story, because the whole game is about you and changing the internal story so the 3D can follow. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. Hey everyone, it's Kim Velez, Conscious Life and Success Coach, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. I want to say hi to everyone, welcome everyone back who's been here with me, and welcome all the newbies before. By the way, I drop a lot of swear words like fuck and shit, so if you're offended, you probably want to click off, because I'm getting a couple of you I think maybe newer people to my channel that seem to have an issue with it, and that's okay, to each their own, but I don't really need your commentary on it, so please keep it to yourself, just go somewhere else. Oh, before we dive in deep, if you feel like you need additional support, my website is finally done and it looks amazing, so you can just click on my website and learn all the different ways that you can work with me. I have a free Facebook group where there's a lot of support. I don't just run success stories in my support group. I don't think that is only beneficial for people. It's a support group. Now, what I will not allow is the old story, but I want people to have support. I want you to be able to ask questions and throw some ideas out there and things like that, and then have the support of the community in addition to success stories. I also have what the fuck do I have? I have self-guided courses, how to manifest your SP back and keep them for good, as well as You Are the Prize, all about your self-concept when it comes to love. And I do have one-on-one coaching, which is an hour-long session via Zoom that you have the option to record if you choose to, so you can watch the replay whenever you want. I also have a paid Facebook group where I jump in live twice a week. And I also have Zoom monthly coaching group program where we jump in twice a month for a group Zoom coaching program, super fun. And I am launching my amazing 6-week group, which is launching April 6th. And it is called Unstoppable in Love. And it's all about you, your self-concept and love, how to manifest your SP back, recreating your SP. We're talking about law of assumption. We're talking about everyone as you pushed out, and just really going in deep for 6 weeks straight. So if any of this interests you, just go over to my website. All the information is there. You can absolutely send me and my team an email, and we will get back to you if you have questions and need further clarifications about anything. Okay, so let's talk about this, right? Because this is part of this process. This is part of the process when you are manifesting, especially a fucking person. It's always more interesting when we're manifesting versions of people rather than an experience, so to speak, in our life, like money or a career or something. People seem to have or feel and perceive that it's more difficult to recreate a new version of someone than it is to manifest money or the career. So when we look at that, 95% of the time, it's because of this. They feel that way because two things. One, they've been trained, like we all have, that we can't control people, that we have no control, right? Which we can't, but we can, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. And then, so people feel like, oh, they're separate from me, they're thinking on their own, I can't make anyone do anything, right? So they have the illusion that the people in their reality have free will, and we all know that they don't. So that will put a roadblock and really delay some of your manifestation, okay? So then the other reason why people seem to think that manifesting an SP back or recreating a version of someone in their experience is hard is because it's breaking the pattern that we all have been doing pretty much since, I don't know, 6 months old, 3 months old, maybe birth, right? Since we're very little, that we're breaking a pattern of allowing the 3D to dictate and determine our internal responses. So that is really the two major things of why people really feel that it's hard. Not to mention, it is all about changing your programming internally. So again, it's breaking that pattern of going outside of you and saying, you need to change to make me feel better, right? It's more about, I'm not okay with this. This is not what I choose to experience. So what is it that I want? And then you go within and you focus on that version of them, as well as you, the version of you who would be experiencing that version of someone. Okay. So let's look at this. So most people, you're going to hit moments and days, guaranteed, when you're in this process where you're feeling frustrated, fed up, you suddenly get angry with the SP, or you're just like annoyed with the whole situation and you're kind of feeling that internal resistance. Now remember, I've shared many videos about internal resistance, and internal resistance is only this. It is just your old story versus your new story. That is it. It's bumping heads, it's conflicting. And then what happens is, because we're experiencing a negative emotion, negative feelings, negative thoughts and beliefs and perspectives from the story, the perspective, the viewpoint that we're holding of us in regards to this person as well as this person, and what we're assuming is happening is creating all this negative emotion. So the human mind does not like negative emotion. So what it wants to do is find the quickest, easiest exit out of it. So what it does is it targets your person. It says, cut them out, let them go, remove them from your life, problem solved, you will no longer feel this. And most people do that. I know I used to do that all the time. And then guess what? You feel, relief, okay? So this is how we kind of trick ourselves and delude ourselves into thinking that they're the ones responsible for what's going on internally. And it's not, it's us. They are only reflecting back to you your story. So if it doesn't feel good, if it's not what you want, the answer is always within you to go in your mind and focus on the version of you that is being treated the way that they want, and the version of them that is treating you the way that you desire, and then assuming that it's working out in your favor and you're getting everything that you want. And that is the work. That is what this whole game is about. And so most people, when they hit those walls, they really react to the 3D, or they try to force and manipulate the 3D, or they push back against it, or they try to, set an ultimatum or do something with their SP. Now, I'm going to say this because I say this all the time. You still can't fuck it up if you do that, because you literally are the creator of your reality. So you just create something different if you act that way. But your goal is to not continue to do that, or to do that as least as possible, because it doesn't work. If it did, that's what we'd all would be teaching. And actually, none of these channels would even be in existence. We wouldn't have to do any of this, because we've all tried that and done that, and it doesn't work. Okay, so I think we all can verify that. So what you want to do instead is train yourself to remind yourself that they are not separate from me. They are reflecting my internal dialogue. So the work is to change the internal dialogue if I do not like what I'm experiencing. And that is it. It's not about them, it's about you. It's always, always, always about you. Now, this is easier said than done, but it does get easier the more that you do it and practice it. So most people get frustrated. Most people are like, fuck them, fuck this, fuck that. I've been there, I get it, right? And they feel better in that moment. It's almost like a way your mind tricks you, your ego brain, part of your brain tricks you to make you feel like, see, you don't need to worry about this anymore. Fuck them, let them go, like I was saying before, right? Okay, so when that happens, that's where you need to take deep breaths, and you need to remember law of assumption. You need to remember the concept everyone is you pushed out, and they are at play. So that means no one to change but self. All you are doing is changing your perspective of you. Because when you're in that frustrated place, when you're in that place where you're saying, fuck this, it's because you are in the self-concept of victim. You are in self-concept of, I don't have this power, they're separate from me, and I'm not going to be able to do anything about this. So that's why you get frustrated and mad. The other self-concept most likely you're in is that they don't want me, they're rejecting me, this isn't working, okay? So that's why you feel that way. So the only way to make you feel better, to start breaking this pattern, to get what you want and utilize law of assumption in the way that's going to be favorable for you, so you break these patterns, is to change the story. That's it. Change your story. Change how you see yourself. in relation to them and change your story of them. And you persist in that. And this is what this whole game is about. And when you do that, when you change your perspective, your feelings will start to shift and follow. Thoughts come first, feelings follow. So this is why I laugh when they say feeling is a secret and you have to feel in order to manifest, because it's not true, because a thought precedes everything. A thought precedes a feeling, a thought precedes visualizations, thoughts precede everything. That's how we start with it. So the feelings follow your thoughts. So when you change your story, your feelings will follow the story. So that is what you're doing here. So no one to change but self, like Neville says, I always say, and it's understanding that your power is within you and everything is reflecting back to you your internal story. So you go within and you focus on the story of who you are, who they are, and what you want to happen, and you persist in that until it manifests into your 3D. This is the quickest way to get out of feeling angry and frustrated. You're only doing that because the part of you that's dominant in that time period that you're feeling that way is saying, it has a story that's saying this isn't working. It has a story that's saying nothing's moving, nothing's changing. It has a story that's saying they don't want me, this isn't working, they're with someone else, or what the fuck ever it is, right? And so because you hold that perspective, that's why you feel that way. So change the story. Focus on you, focus on a different version, focus on other things in your life, whatever you need to do, just change the story so that it's a favorable story for you and you will naturally start to feel better. I always say too, you really need to reinforce to yourself your power about you are the creator of your reality. And all that's happening is these versions of people are manifesting into your experience based off your story. So that's why you just keep changing the story. Anything you don't prefer in your life, you keep changing the story to what you prefer and you persist in that story of your preference until it manifests into your 3D. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.